Men's Booth.
Welcome. This is Men's Booth. I am Marshall Anthony Onoye. The reason why we do what we do is because we see the need to educate our brothers, men, and sometimes even the female folk about why men reason the way they reason or do what they do. Hence, Men's Booth and the kind of discussions we have on Men's Booth. I'd like to start introduction with my brother, who's the only single man on this table. You'll get to find out.
I'm Jay Preach, the preacher man. You're welcome.
Welcome. And
My name is Bernard Carlo. Thank you.
And I'm Henry Frederick Imo. You're welcome.
And I'm Charles Osobase. Thanks for having me.
and somehow today we just stylishly avoided the cliche of saying your name and saying you are a male man. It is gradually taking up a cultural space on Men's Booth. Yes, on today's episode, we would be looking at men and family finance. That is what we'll be talking about, men and family finance. How finance plays a role in our families as the head of the home, and what we should do in certain times when, you know, the economy seems quite gloomy in the family. I'd like to start off with Bernard. Bernard, when you talk about men or a man and finance in the home, what readily comes to your mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind is the concept as man as a provider. It's something that that readily comes to mind, because when you think about finance, you think about like the need for finances for a thing. So making finance or making money in this case available is to fulfill a need. And when you're a provider, the concept of being a provider is that you meet the need, or you meet several needs. So that's what really comes to mind when I hear the word finance.
Henry.
I'm trying to put it in one word, because finance is a very important aspect of marriage.
Of marriage,
My wife handles my finance. I'm not a good spender when it comes to finance, so I trust my wife for that. So and sometimes I've learned over the years from her too. So financially, she's my rock. So when I think of finance, running the house, yes, I'm the provider. Yes, I bring in money. Do you understand? And I take care of bills. But you see, it has to go through her, because she's I think I would call her my manager. She's able to manage the finance that I bring in. So that's important for me.
Okay. When we talk about man and finance and the family, what comes to your mind?
First of all, there's an adage in Yoruba that says, "Owo la fi shoko berin,"
Translate.
which means money is what we used to be a husband and our wife. Finance is
Money is what you used to be.
an husband.
Like money is the husband to the wife.
To you, yes. Like money makes you husband over your wife.
That's the
You know,
A literal translation.
money is what
Literally.
makes you a husband over your wife.
So without money, you can be a husband. By that saying.
by that.
Yeah, by that saying. So which means it's very, very important. There's nothing you can do.
Pass me the
There's
juice.
just nothing you can do without money.
Thank you.
Every day you spend money. There's nothing to fuel your gen, to take your kids to school, to pay their school fees, to make your wife's hair, to buy her whatever, to you two to take care of yourself. It's one of the major things that you must have when we talk about marriage. So it's very, very important.
Interesting. What comes to your mind, Charles?
When people talk about finances, the first thing that comes to my mind is security. Security. And let me expatiate. You know, money answereth all things.
Yes.
And without money, there's really little or nothing you can achieve. So, as the head of the family, which is the man, you need to secure your family. So, when you say finances, what comes to my mind is security. The man needs to provide security for the marriage or for the home. Then whoever manages the security brought or the security apparatus is now secondary. Whether the man, because security as it is the work of everybody in the home.
Yes.
Your wife, your children, you as the head of the team, and every other person that comes your way.
Okay, fantastic. I think you almost delved into my line of thought, which somewhat deviates from Henry, Bernard, and Precious Own.
Yeah.
I mean, they spoke about, Henry said, oh, I'm the provider. I provide for the house, but my wife is the rock.
Yeah.
So you provide and you give to her to do the spending because she can spend. And he says, provider. And he says, without money, you cannot do anything. The marriage cannot, and he provides. And I'm like, you're the provider, doesn't mean she cannot provide.
No.
Anyway, I'd like for us to take a very quick break. And then when we return, we'll continue with our line of discussion. So at this point, viewers, we'll take a very quick break. And the show will continue in just a moment.
Men's Booth.
Welcome back. It's still Men's Booth, and I'm still here with a full house, and we're talking about man and family finance. And before the break, I was asking what comes to your mind. I was asking my men here what comes to their mind when they hear man and family finance. For me, it's quite simple. What comes to my mind when I hear finance in the home? It's savings, joint savings, close to what you thought about, security, being a joint effort of everybody that makes themselves part of the family.
Sure.
Finance is not a one-way thing. It's not the provider, I bring the finance. Yes, that's what might come to the mind of many. But for me, when it comes to finance, I think joint effort. I think business with my wife. At a time in my life, I realized that I didn't even have a personal account. All my accounts were joint accounts, my wife and I, and either can sign, either could sign without the consent of the other, for all accessing the accounts. And there's hardly any business I wanted to go into that I wouldn't want to bring my wife along into it. You know, but Charles, I want you to break it down for us, because you were towing the line of my thoughts when you said it's a joint effort and involves everybody. Tell me, how can you avoid conflicts of interest? Because Henry has said it here severally, that you're a different person as a husband and your wife is a different person. You cannot be your wife and your wife cannot be you in personality. Now, being a different person who she is, and you have ideas of how you want to grow your finance, you want to build your security, how can you ensure that she's in tandem with you and you avoid conflict?
I would like to start by quoting a popular saying that says, can two work together except
they agree?
That's Amos here.
Yes, it's Amos 4:4. So, the truth is, the husband and the wife agreed. That's why they came together in the first place as husband and wife. They had mutual understanding. They had benefit of interest. So, as a husband who is the chief security, as a husbandman who is the chief security officer of the house, you know, you don't consult or you don't go to war without consulting your generals. Your wife is your top general because she's your closest friend, she's your confidant, she's your first line general.
Wow.
So you need to talk to her in everything you're doing and about everything you're doing. So when it comes to finances, it's the same thing. If you can talk about feeding, you can talk about the number of children you want to have, you can talk about your job, you can talk about relationship in details, you can also talk about finances. How are you getting your finances? How are you going to spend it? And what are you going to spend it on? So that there will not be conflict of interest. And it will even help the man, it will help the relationship and make it healthy.
Charles, you know what I take home from what you said? The fact that your wife is your top general.
That's it.
You know, I even think that we should, on any of our episodes, talk about how your wife should be your first general or top general, because some men make some of their children their top general and relegate their wives.
And that's where, that's where a lot of problem is.
Yeah, so I think we should even talk about it.
A man is coming back home, he got things for the children, forgetting his wife. No, it shouldn't be. Before the children came, your wife has always been there. You married your wife, not your children. Your children are offspring of the marriage. So your wife should be given top priority. Even if you get things for your kids, give the things to your wife to give to your children. She knows how to manage the home better.
Henry, there are situations where in some marriages, I don't know what works for you. I'd like you to talk from an experiential point of view.
Yeah.
Some marriages tend to share the responsibilities, you know, itemize, oh, the man will do this, the woman will do this. Someone pays the school fees, someone pays the rent, someone fuels the car, someone fuels the gen, you know, that sort of thing. What say you about that kind of schedule?
Well, to be honest, I'll tell you the way it is. You know, there's no one cap fits all.
Exactly.
Right? There's no one cap fits all. But it's good to have a structure in place. Right? It's good. It's very important to have a structure in place. So, over time, mine has shifted from this point to this point, and you can attribute that to convenience and so on and so forth. So at the beginning, there was a structure. Okay, this and this and this and this, they are under your care. This under my care. But over the time, I found that as I've seen some of this moved into, you know, like when they say concurrent lists and what other lists they have in the national, when we're talking about
Capital expenditure, concurrent.
Yes, concurrent, all those stuff. So some have jumped from this point to this point, and some went from this point to the other. For me, I don't have a problem about it. My wife, she's fine with it. So right now, I'm just cruising. It works for me. I'm not saying that it's not a template.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I think everybody, you should have a structure in place. So if there's any issue, we fall back to the structure.
You are the provider person, you and Henry, and you think that without money, nothing can move. And that,
No. I don't think without money, nothing can
No, I didn't say you. Okay. I was referring to you. No. Except if you want to be him.
Well,
No, you said
You said him and Henry.
No, provider. You have that provider. You brought that provider.
just so we're straight.
Speed
So
band.
I don't think nothing.
Okay. Well, he said without money, nothing can
Nothing
work.
can work.
You know, he said that.
Straight.
I would have thought without God, ultimately, everything is possible. Well, rather, with God, everything is possible.
Sure.
Anyway, so, but what do you think about families where, you know, the man and the woman, husband and wife, itemize what they should do, and you who's the provider, and have that provider personality that, look, I'm the provider, I'll do this. Do you think it's a way to go? To say, I'll pay the school fees, I'll pay the rent, you do this and you do that.
Like you said earlier, I said, can two work together except they agree? So I believe for that kind of stuff to work in the house, there has to be an agreement between the man and the woman.
What works for you?
Okay, for me, I'm like how I was brought up is to always take charge of everything in the house.
Oh, okay.
My dad always take charge.
But he's not married yet.
I-
You don't know. That's, I want to know. I want to pick his brains.
Okay.
And that's what I plan doing. My dad take charge of everything. So whatever my mom brings to the table, just extra stuff. Extra. My dad pay our school fees, he pay for our house rent. He gives my we know that he gives my mom money to buy us clothes. He do
So do you, would you, I would not be wrong if I say that you are one of those who would rather say that your money is our money, while her money is her money,
of course.
right? What say you?
So I think I told is online because agreement is key. For me, what works for us or in our home is 100-100 in the sense that the idea of itemizing things to be done is good, it's nice for structure, but the way we go about it is when there's something to be done, the first person that gets the consciousness of it does it. There's no let me give an example. Say
Stereotype role.
exactly. There's no stereotype role. So say the internet just goes off in the house. If I get to know about it first, I get on my app, get it, recharge it. If she gets to find out first, she does it. So the concept of having roles and having it like, if
you don't do it,
he doesn't do it, nobody does it, or
does it.
wait till I feel
Or you call her,
Yes,
sweetheart,
you didn't
no
do it."
internet.
Yeah,
You need to recharge now.
that's not what happens.
But I feel like what about in a situation whereby you make that decision like just keep your money. Anything, just call me.
So another way we'll do it is this way. So for home expenditure, usually I get to. Okay, so first of all, we first of all what we did was we tried to understand our approach to money, how we spend money. So we got to realize that she's a saver, like she knows how to save. While me, I'm about there's something to be done, let's get it done. So we now had to synchronize both, like make it work for us. So meaning when like as soon as I get money, I'm fixing things in the house. I know how much she's getting. She knows how much I'm getting. But in our minds, we both know that let's say we got say $2K dollars came to the house, and maybe it comes from her. I already know that we have $2K saved. Then maybe I got maybe another $3K. I know that one. We're trying to meet needs. So that's the understanding. we have.
You know, to add to that, it's almost similar, like you said. You know, there was a time, I'll say this, there was a time, something that was on my list, and I didn't, she told me, this is, you're supposed to do this, please do it today. Do you understand? And I forgot.
I was coming to that.
And I left it. Do you understand? By the time I came back, she said, do you remember you're supposed to do this? You didn't do it. I said, oh, geez, I didn't do it, but I've done it. Oh, you've done it. Oh, beautiful. And you see, because of the way my home is structured, if my wife should ask me for money, then she really needs money. So I make sure I give her that money. Do you understand? So I'm supposed to do something that is on my list, something that is on her list. If I find out first, I don't have to wait. I just go ahead and do it.
I see.
Do you understand? So, and it has been working for me. Like you said, my wife is the meticulous type, you understand, when it comes to money.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes she errs. And I go back and I say, hey, you did this. How much did you spend on this? She does that to me a lot. Sometimes I do it and it becomes like playfully to us. So she buys something and I say, oh, this thing. She'll say, guess how much? I'll say, all this guessing game, you always give me assignment. I'm not interested, just guess. And we shall guess just for just to let the fun flow.
Yeah.
And I'll now tell her, oh, no, she'll now tell me the price. And I'll say like, why is it that you ladies, you buy things that, because it's cheap, you don't buy things because you need them. There are things that happen like this. I have come to know that. My wife buys things, maybe she's in the market, she's running around, you know, and she sees this, oh, how much is this? 15 naira. Oh, do we need it? Do we need, pew, she's got,
Spontaneous.
is in her shopping cart. So when I come back, I'll just go and bring the other part of this that we had in the house. Oh, we had it. Why did you buy this? He said, well, it's cheap now. You see, that's what I'm telling you. You see, you buy things because it's cheap. I buy because we need it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But for us, it's not cumbersome. It's not a problem.
Charles,
Yeah.
well, Henry was talking about how he controls some subtle conflicts
Sure.
when it comes to the wife's spontaneous buying. He spoke about how, you know, when something is needed to be done financially, anybody who comes to it first does it. But in the instance where, maybe I should ask him before I come over to you to tell us how to, you know, settle the conflicts, you know, basically. But in the instance where you were aware the internet ran out in the house, you didn't, you know, recharge it, and your cable subscription ran out, and you didn't recharge it, what naturally would be her reaction?
So initially, her reaction would be, oh, like she starts to fidget, oh, that, oh, you didn't do that. So it caused like some form of conflict, and we had a conversation. I'm like, oh, what I told her was, when you know I saw something and I didn't get it done, know that maybe I didn't have the finance to do it at that time. So what happens naturally, like this is our home. So what happens if, oh, I wasn't able to do it? You should do it. So the conversation that came about how, oh, okay, man is the provider, and there was an analogy I got that really settled that situation where in a team, we have people playing every part of the field. You have strikers, you have midfielders, you have defenders. That it's the responsibility of the striker to score. It's the responsibility of the striker to score.
Yeah.
But we've seen defenders score. I don't know if you understand. So, so the fact that defenders score, yeah, the fact that defenders score doesn't mean the responsibility of the defender is to score. You get, so having that understanding, like really balanced stuff. Where in the case where there's maybe a part that's lagging, you doing it. You don't all of a sudden think you're doing something out of the extraordinary. You just think that, oh, this is my team, and we are moving forward. Yeah.
How do you handle a spouse who doesn't believe in tithing? I mean, you believe in tithing, you believe in giving, but you have a spouse who doesn't believe in tithing.
That's a tough place to
Wow. First, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And me finding a wife, I found a good thing. And secondly, I wouldn't go out of, you know, when you want to find a good wife, it's not just finding a wife. The Bible talked about a wife, later talked about a virtuous woman. You understand, the virtuous woman, it gives the quality of the virtuous woman. And when you are finding a good woman is a virtuous woman. A woman who his or her heart is in the Lord. You get it? So for me, I would say, because I didn't marry a woman who
I
is
know
not
where you're
tithing.
going to. Good.
No,
That's where
but
you're going
no,
to.
I know.
But she just got into it. Some people get hold of excuses along the way. Oh, we have to do this. Oh, there's this thing hanging on us.
I'm going there. I'm going there. And I know what you want to hear.
No.
Okay. I know what you want to hear. So I will tell you. You see,
what are you doing with a woman who does not believe? Is it believe or?
No, who does not?
Well,
see, he's not asking a woman who does not believe. Maybe when you guys started, she was tithing. But somewhere along the line, when responsibility increased, the finances didn't increase. But the responsibilities had to swallow up all the monies.
You just became the voice of the voiceless.
Do you understand? That was why I told you.
I
I
had no
know
voice.
what you want
I didn't
to
have
hear.
enough voice.
Do you understand? So in that scenario, you have to put every effort to make sure you pay your tithe. Because he said, if the lump, if how they put it,
If the lump is holy.
no,
If the
it's
first is holy.
the
If
first
not-
is
if-
holy.
Sorry, yes.
Is if okay, because at that point you just have to put God first. Because if the first is holy, that part is holy, the lump is holy, the whole is holy. So never put you want to buy this, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need the children's school fees, the house rent.
As
Don't
the
put
lump.
it first.
As a first, right?
Yes, don't put it first. Because
Exactly.
man needs to circumcise his finances.
Exactly.
And how do you do that? In tithes and in offering. And let's read Malachi. I'll quickly show you in the Bible where we were given an instruction. That's Malachi 3:8. He said, will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes
And in offering.
offerings. That's Malachi. This was the voice of God talking himself.
But the question is, when you have a partner, how do you set? Because we
Yes.
know, you're telling us now, but for the partner, what I think is this: you can try to tell her, or you can try to you can literally preach this message to her,
Preach it to her.
and
Well, it's not like she has not heard this message.
exactly. So
before.
what I think the way forward is to pray, to actually pray for your partner, because many of us we underplay the power of prayer.
Of prayer, yeah.
Even when you talk about giving birth to children that literally
Report her.
exactly report her to her
her.
father, not her earthly father, like
Her
heavenly
fathers,
father.
her fathers. Report her to her fathers.
To her fathers.
Her heavenly father, her earthly father, her spiritual father. To the three fathers.
But you are the first father.
But is it that the spiritual father does not know that she's not tithing?
It's
No,
possible.
he might not know. He might not
But
know.
there's a record.
But records might be so big.
But
Yeah,
you know,
but
it's,
he
it's,
might,
it's
the,
not,
the
it's
record
not,
might not
the
be
records are not
attainable
kept in
to
every,
approach her.
every
I
assembly.
mean,
Well, for me, if you ask me, aside praying for her, I would pay that tithe for her. I would go that far and tell her, this is the tithe you missed. I'm paying it for you. Go and pay it.
but paying the tithe for her, does it actually apply to the do benefits actually apply to her?
No.
I get it.
No,
but
I-
I'm
I-
trying to bring her back, remind her of what we started with or how we started.
Well, I'll take away, report her. You said to her three fathers, you have said you pay the tithe for her.
Yes.
You have said you'll talk to her, about it. And it's not like she's not heard this.
You missed it.
Oh, okay.
Report her
Report
to her
her to her
father.
father.
Anyway, it's been wonderful talking about this. There's never enough time for us to dig into these topics. As a matter of fact, we want to report our producers to our viewers to give us more time on Men's Booth.
Sure.
And hopefully,
I agree.
hopefully they'll take this show from 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Join us same time next week as we bring you another interesting episode of Men's Booth, where we discuss issues that concerns men. My name is Marshall Anthony Onoye. I'm almost adding the husky voice after my name. Marshall Anthony Onoye, the husky voice.
I'm Bernard Carlo.
And I'm Henry Frederick Imo.
And I still remain Charles Osabase.
And I'm Jim Preach the Preacher Man. Don't forget to pay your tithe too.
You've got our social media handles. Send us messages. And also, we're open to sponsorship. Are you aware that Men's Booth is open to sponsorship? Hey, call us up and tell us you want to sponsor the show. Yeah? Call us up. We'd expect your call. God bless you.